selection 6. On. Now, in the first of the new Splitting Media series, Florence Grundabay looks at the life and work of motion picture's most powerful man.
Not many knew his real name, even fewer his real life. But in this building, in a tragic incident last month, Holland Ernest Wood was brutally murdered. The place is dark, damp, squalid. But Holmes was an eccentric. He enjoyed being different. But who would have thought that a man who left his privileged Californian background to live in some remote corner of England, in some seedy digs, would have so much power in the industry in which he worked? And of course create features which consistently broke box office records. This is Mrs. Chubbs, the landlady of the once Holland Ernest Woods. Mrs. Chubbs, would you not say it is quite incredible what Hall's achieved?
Might.
And Mrs. Chubbs, is this not the room in which Hall created most of his finest pictures?
It might.
And will you allow us in so that we may see the equipment that the great man once used?
No. Sorry.
Huh? Where did she go?
When you are tired of us,
Where did the old bat go? This wasn't in the script.
Off.
Tell you a tale of a boy and girl and their love story, and how he loved her oh so much.
How's my girl today?
All the charm.
Okay, I suppose.
What have you been doing?
I tried to watch this documentary about Hol. It was real crap, though. Just some young upstart making a fool of himself with trite lines.
And like the great lines you used to write.
That was drama, Pete. It was completely different. Anyway, that was before. I don't think there are going to be many good lines coming now.
Look, Jennifer, I know you've been through a difficult time, what with hospital and the breakdown and everything, but you will write again, I promise.
Yes, but Pete, what will I write? After this, children's storybook on Channel 360 is hardly going to want what I'll write.
I'm not saying you'll write the same thing, but you'll write in another voice.
That's what I'm saying, Pete. I don't think I've got another voice. Can't you see what I can write and what I would write? I don't think it's the same thing anymore.
Let's have a look at this documentary. It's so crap, I want to see it.
So dark, a prince could have within his keeping.
I saw you on the documentary.
Oh, that thing. Meaningless.
That's what I thought. I found the whole thing an excuse just to fill half an hour in the schedules.
So what made you come? No, don't tell me. You've had a nervous breakdown brought on by your total inability to write television dramas. So you've come to me in the hope of finding out more about Hol, in the hope of discovering the truth behind the means of production. And that will enable you to carry on writing as you did before. Or alternatively, and perhaps preferably, with some further insight.
Have others come to you?
No. The author's dead, remember? Come on, I'll show you his room.
So this is where Hol made his most successful movies. From here.
Why, yes, dear. In their entirety.
It's incredible. It's unbelievable.
Take a look round. It's just as Hol left it.
So, how did he make his films from here? Where's all the...
Right here, love. And the monitor.
This? One voice-activated controller?
Well, what were you expecting? This is only a residential establishment, you know.
Mrs. Chubbs, I don't know what I was expecting, but a console maybe.
Sorry, but Hol was very particular about keeping things simple.
Yeah, I can see that.
Here, give me the controller a moment, dear. Program on QHue 14 Medieval. Cut. That was one of the last things that Hol was working on. You might recognise the clip from a late 20th century piece. Sadly, Hol never got a chance to put it through reconstitution.
Reconstitution?
Of course, Hol worked only briefly under studio conditions at the very start of his career. He much preferred to create his features from here. All his best films were reconstituted, you know. A clip like that one would go through digital reconstitution, where the sets would be redressed, actors' features would be altered, and the sound remixed from the sound banks. You see, love, every single film ever made has been digitally compressed into a huge library, where they can be accessed, taken apart, used, reused, infinitesimally.
Are you serious?
Of course. The process isn't as new as you think. Directors have been reconstructing material from old films into new for years. Here, let me show you. Examp 4, Link Prog 3, BTTF1 stroke 2, follow Link Prog to Prog 9, Pip stroke Scowl.
Mom, is that you? You're there now. Just relax. You've been asleep for almost 9 hours now.
Had a horrible nightmare. Dreamed that I went back in time. It was terrible.
Well, safe and sound now, back in good old 1955.
1955. Mom, is that you?
Just relax, Marty. You've been asleep for almost 2 hours.
Ugh. I had a horrible nightmare. It was terrible.
Well, you're safe and sound now. Back on the good old 27th floor.
27th floor!
If you don't go to him now, I'm never going to take you to another prom ever again. You hear me? I mean, this is an incredibly romantic moment, and you're ruining it for me.
Becky.
Go ahead.
Wait. Here. In your heart, you wanted to give these to somebody else. Go. Come on.
Chubbs, I went to film school. Those films were made separate from each other. I know that for a fact.
But it's the same principle, Jennifer. The same principle. Here, have a go yourself. And remember, you can do anything from anywhere. Sound lass, that Jennifer. Probably thinks I'm a bit strange, but then so do a lot of people. I think it comes down to my backward way of living. I mean, here I am making a cup of coffee with a kettle. Only the other day someone told me that was a little strange. You know that piece of technology up in Hol's room? Fantastic, bloody marvellous. But let me tell you, that's the only piece of post-20th century technology in the whole building. For example, the doors have handles. You wouldn't get that in a modern block of flats, let me tell you. Oh no, nowadays it's all light gates. Scrambles your molecular structure. That's what they do. Let's take a look at the means of production, for example. There's a case for you. I mean, you tell me, where is the advantage of having the ability to create your next blockbuster in the canteen, or the bus station, the town park, or even the churchyard, or even, dare I say it, the bath?
I want a bird. Hovering. No, not that kind of bird. Yes, that kind of bird.
Wasn't that nice? Couldn't you just feel those systems interrogating each other?
What's dying for? Will!
Scientists may well indeed have made great leaps in our time. That they have. But what exactly is the point of all this technology?
What do you mean?
Well, it's like this, love. Sure, it may be possible to reconstitute archive footage into new film, but you tell me, who ends up being the author?
I am.
Cut! Wait, are you the author? Certainly, you seem to be the one in control.
What are you talking about?
Of course, it could have been the authors of the original scenes.
Inconceivable!
But in all, I would probably say that the author has got lost in the whole means of production that created him. Yes, that's my view. Jennifer, love, we've thrown ourselves wholeheartedly into that neutral, composite, oblique space where our subject slips away. The negative where all identity is lost, starting with the very identity of the body writing.
Whoa, this is heavy.
Jen!
Sorry, out of my league, out of my depth, out of this room!
Some people just cannot accept the fate of the technological growth.
So you don't believe all this stuff about the author dying and being sucked into the bowels of technology?
It's more or less a point of view, Pete. Peter. The important thing to realise is that technology is increasing. What effect that can have, no one can really say. I just find it a little worrying that so much power can be invested in a man like Holland.
But Hol wasn't doing anything bad.
Oh, good Lord, no. There's nothing wrong in reconstituting drama for drama. It's just that it's all the same and there's no originality developing. It's a damn sight more preferable than the other uses of technology, if you know what I mean. Now, Jennifer, she handles this technology like Hol used to. And if we have to have it, that's the way it should be. Chances are what she's writing now is something someone else has already written.
1. Internal. Tom Shepherd's room. The room is completely white. Tom Shepherd, dressed in white, reclines on his sleeping pallet. Tom speaks into the controller. Terminal. Monitor selection 6. On.
And cut. Okay, everybody, that's a wrap. Let's go.
Inconceivable.
I did see you, and then you did it again, so it kind of... You went like that, and then you went like that, and then you went like this.
Wish I could live with that.
Hell of a time to ask.
Couldn't you just feel those systems interrogating each other?
Since thou art human, we cannot expect thee to understand.
Death cannot stop true love.
Oh, no. No, please.
Everybody remember where we parked.